Alright, Loy Machedo, Sweeney from LoyMachedo.com, and who's Loy Machedo? Today the date, what's the date? It's 10th March 2016, time right now is 11:52 in the morning. Okay, just wanted to give you a book review of this book, that is Originals, How Non-Conformists Move the World, and it's a book by Adam Grant. Now, I like the title. I like the title, that was different, Originals and How Non-Conformists Move the World, because I myself do not conform to the way the world is, so that is why I felt I could relate to it. Then obviously when I saw a recommendation by Malcolm Gladwell, that is right at the top, so what he says, an insightful, wonderfully new take on a world from one of my favorite thinkers. So I was like, okay, fine. So if he has recommended, well, must be good. Didn't read much after that, and I decided to take it. Now, this is my review. Now, if you have read the works or listened to the audio series of Daniel Kahneman, that is Thinking Fast and Slow, Nassim Nicholas Taleb, that is Black Swan and Fooled by Randomness, then Richard Taylor, that is Misbehaving. I still have to read that book, not yet read it. Stephen Levitt and Stephen Dunbar, that is Freakonomics and Super Freakonomics. Charles Duhigg, The Power of Habit. His new book is coming out. I'm going to buy that. I can't remember the name right now. Then Daniel Pink, Drive, Whole New Mind to Sell is Human, and Chip and Dan Hitt's book, that is Switch. If you've read all these books, or you liked any one of them, then chances are you would definitely like this book. Adam Grant is one of Wharton's best loved professors after his New York Times bestseller, that is Give and Take. I want to read that book next. Apparently comes a social science book on how we can be more original. This book, it contains, even though I listen to the audiobook because I do not have time, I'm constantly on the move, but the actual book contains around 335 pages, which include the following 8 chapters. Now, that is Creative Destruction, Blind Inventors and One-Eyed Investors, Out of Limb, Fools Rush In, Goldilocks and the Trojan Horse, Rebel with a Cause, Rethink, Group Think, and Rock the Boat and Keep It Steady. Now, what did I like about this book? See, the book is pretty well researched, pretty fun, very entertaining, very original in its approach. It's not like most of the books that go on a rant, okay? I like the great storytelling approach, how he starts off with the segue, how it failed, and how Steve Jobs and Jeff Bezos, who were supposed to be the industry gods who could predict anything and everything, failed, to predict that this would fail. In fact, they said this would change the industry. It would be a game changer. And also, he brought about stories like how Chrome and Firefox are more successful than the users who use Chrome and Firefox are more successful than those who use Internet Explorer and Safari. And with the reasons for it, that doesn't mean if you just change Chrome and Firefox, you're going to be successful. That is the second. The third one is it is pretty thought-provoking, intriguing, and the book kind of goes against the grain and the way of thinking. Like, for example, he says there are benefits to procrastinating. Then he gives the example of King's I Have a Dream speech, Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, Da Vinci's Mona Lisa's Da Vinci. No, what am I saying? Da Vinci's Mona Lisa, okay? Which he uses to elucidate this phenomenon. Then how kids who are born after the firstborn are likely to support radical changes, although I disagree with that because I'm the firstborn, okay? The power of negative thinking, how it helped Louis Pugh or P, I don't know, P-U-G-H, I don't know how you pronounce his name. Okay, Pug. Sorry. He swam the North Pole without dying. I mean, you need to see his TED Talk, also pretty powerful. And point number 4, the book especially stood out where the author debunked certain myths and preconceptions that even I thought were true. Like, for example, entrepreneurs take hardcore risks, and the biggest barrier to originality is not idea generation, it's idea selection. Sorry. The biggest, what people normally support is creating original ideas. However, what he says, it's not just creating, it's bettering the ideas that are there. Now, a few shocking thought provokers from the book, which I did like. One was Leonardo da Vinci didn't get his big break until the mid-40s, and he was a world-class procrastinator. He kept tinkering with the Mona Lisa and Last Supper for the last 15 years. So, because he was a procrastinator, he was successful. Then Martin Luther King Jr. Well, normally, me being a professional speaker who gets his money by giving speeches, I always believe that you need to prepare speeches much more in advance. Sometimes I even prepare 8 months in advance for a 7-minute speech. But powerful concept, because I even do this. I change my speech at the last minute. So what he says is, I have a dream speech was not created and crafted and perfected until the night before. Then how Steve Wozniak, the founder of Apple, had to be pried away from his job at HP with a crowbar, literally. Then Larry Page and Sergey Brin had the highest valued company in the world because they failed to sell it to Google at $2 million early on. And Seinfeld never actually happened because it was predicted to fail even after being shown to the so-called experts. So, these are just a few. There are many more absolutely amazing examples in this book. It's very refreshing when you get a book like this that challenges the status quo, that challenges the way people think, that shocks you. So for me, I found this amazingly creative, amazingly different, very original, just like the book, and a fantastic read, very entertaining. Yeah, you just want to sit through it and keep reading it or listening to it until it gets over. I normally never give a book 10 out of 10, but I gave this book a perfect score, 10 out of 10. Fantastic, absolutely love this book. If you want a book that you must read, must listen to this year, this would be the first on my list. So Loy Machedo highly recommends, original from Adam Grant. So please buy it, see it, and let it distill into your very system, because I think it'll inspire you to do a lot of things. So Loy from loymachedo.com and loymachedo.com, recommending the book Originals by Adam Grant. This is the book. Goodbye for now.
Who is it?